I think that, thank you, Pete. Now we will open to then Bruno to continue with the next presentation. That is DBA, Python for DBAs. So Bruno is with you. Now you can continue.
Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes, you can share your screen.
Yeah, just a minute. I just start here. Okay, just a minute. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so guys, I'll be talking about begin friend Python for Oracle DBA. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to be talking here at the Luxembourg Oracle User Group, the LuxOUG. I kind of asked that all questions should be done by the end of this presentation. Opinions expressed here are solely my own and do not express the view of my employer, in this case, Epicotech. I'm going to be talking around 40 to 50 minutes. And then we can have some discussions, and then those that want to grab some coffee or water can go back and attend the Haley presentation afterwards. Once again, I'm very happy to be here. I'm very delighted to be talking after Tung and Piet. It was very two amazing presentations. So let's start. So my name is Bruno Reis da Silva. I'm Afro-Brazilian, Brazilian with Afro origin. I was born in Juiz de Fora, a city nearby Rio de Janeiro, which is a city that most of the people know. Outside the coding world, I love to travel. I have been to some countries and I still want to travel more, to learn more cultures. I do love to learn languages. I know Portuguese, Spanish, and English, and I'm currently learning Swedish. And I love working out. I'm Oracle Ace. I started at IBM in 2011 as a junior Oracle DBA. And then after 2 years, in 2013, I became an IBM employer. And after 5 years working for IBM in Brazil, I got a promotion to IBM Hungary in Europe, Central Europe. So I worked for 2 years in Hungary, and after work for 2 years in Hungary, I got a promotion to Sweden, and I have been living in Sweden since October 2018. And after after 9 years work for IBM, after this summer, I'm joining an Oracle partner called Epicotech. It's former known as Miracle Sweden. And then for the first time, I joined the Oracle, an Oracle partner as Oracle consultant. As I said, I'm Oracle Ace, and here you can find my social medias, my Twitter, my blog, my GitHub. I'm IBM, Oracle, and Group certified. I'm a collaborator of the Luxembourg Oracle User Group and member of the Swedish Oracle User Group. Okay, as you guys could see, I have been moving quite around. I worked remotely in Brazil, Hungary, and Sweden. You can see here those countries in blue. And those countries in red are the countries that I worked in projects remotely. So North America, in the United States, in Spain, in Germany, and also in India. Okay, but now let's talk about the Oracle ACE program. This program has 3 levels: Oracle ACE Associate, Oracle ACE and Oracle ACE Director. And it is a program that Oracle Corporation gives to those who contribute in the Oracle community with these skills. So if you like to write posts, articles, to give presentation and sharing your knowledge, and you feel that you are entitled to receive this credential, you can nominate yourself. Or if you know someone that attend this criteria, you can submit an application at acenomination.oracle.com. And here it is on a slide regarding the Oral World magazine. This is a free magazine that you subscribe yourself, and you receive Oracle newsletters, tips about presentations, articles, everything that is related to the Oracle community. I do recommend those who didn't subscribe yet to subscribe there, because it's very interesting. There are many Oracle ACE, Oracle ACDs writing there. So if you want to be up to date about Oracle news, I do recommend subscribe in this magazine. So, okay, what to expect of from this presentation and the reason behind of it. The DBA role is evolving. So you can like it or not, but the role of the DBA is changing. And qualified DBAs who wanted to maintain or advance their positions will need to work on some new skills. On the next slide, I will be showing on a web page from Oracle that it shows how the autonomous database will affect DBAs. And automation is becoming more relevant. So some programming language as Python and some open source orchestration tools such as Terraform are becoming more often in the DBA base. And this lecture is also a kickstarting of Python programming languages. I'll be talking about some key concepts that you can go deeper in the topics afterwards to start developing your own scripts or application in Python. Oracle database and multi-cloud is already a reality. Some tasks that the DBA used to perform were replaced by the autonomous database. And Oracle database engine has been created as a service in several cloud providers. Python is freely available for most of the operation systems, for many platforms, even Raspberry Pi. And my main goal on this presentation is taking you from the scratch until the cloud era. By the end, you want to be a Python expert to automate all your tasks in your database, but you know where to find the information. And keep studying to be a good programmer afterwards, DBA with some Python skills. So, but if you are already an expert in Python and automating your task with programming language, stay tuned at my GitHub repository. That over there, I have been creating an application that I will be deployed into Oracle Cloud using Oracle Autonomous Database. And this might be a new topic in the future, I don't know. But by now, let's start from the scratch in this one. Okay, so here is a white paper published by Oracle Corporation, where you can see several topics about how autonomous database has been affecting the DBA role, where Oracle provides 10 advice. So first one is the pivot. Oracle wants that you know more about the data that is inside of your database. And I'm not talking only about data types, but also the business information regarding this data. Learn what is the impact of your data in the business perspective. Create. Learn the diagram and the structure of your data. Evolve. Be aware about the security of your data. Learn, Keep your eyes in the Oracle newsletter. Experiment. Try to join in an Oracle beta tests as a volunteer. Collaborate. Learn agile methodologies. Big and small IT companies have been using it for a while now. And if you don't know about this methodology, I would suggest you to get started. Innovate, learn to create a wise data to make new revenues. Analyze, learn the path of your data to automate process. Orchestrate, you can manage your database on-prem, but learn opportunities and be ready to see this data in Oracle Cloud if and when decided. Strategy, don't be stuck in SLA. Be on of your time and daily activities. Okay, so then in this era of cloud and DevOps expansions, a lot of questions start to arise in the DBA mentality. And some of these questions are towards one of the most useful programming languages in this era, Python. So let's go through some questions and let's try to answer some of them. What is Python programming language? Okay, Python is an interpreted high-level general purpose programming language. It's Guido van Hussen. He's a Dutch guy. He is the creator of this language. And the first release of Python was in 1991. It is an easy and intuitive language, just as powerful as major competitors. It's open source, so anyone can contribute to its development. Suitability for everyday tasks, allowing for short development times. And Python is case sensitive, so BR in upper letters are different of BR in lower letters. And comments starts with hash. And it's pretty similar PLSQL, but not the same. But if you already know PSQL, it's a plus. So, okay. So I will go through in some key concepts, starting with types. A type is how Python represents different types of data. You can have different types in Python. They can be integers like 12, real numbers like 12.21, and they can be even words. Floats stands for float, which means essentially a real number. They include the integers, but also numbers in between integers. For instance, consider the numbers between 0 and 1. You have the 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.5. Those numbers until 1, they are considered as floats. So floats can be an integer as well. Then you have types. Then you have the type string. A string is a sequence of characters. And Boolean is another important type in Python. A Boolean can take on two values. The first value is true. Just remember, we use an uppercase T. But Boolean values can also be false with an uppercase F. If we cast, which means that if we transform a Boolean to an integer or float, we'll get 1 as a result. And if we cast a Boolean false to an integer or float, we'll get a 0. But if we cast 1 to a Boolean, then you get true. Similarly, if you cast a 0 to a Boolean, then you get a false. In simple words, true it's equal 1 and false it's equal 0. Okay, then you can change the type of the expression in Python, and this is called typecasting. You can convert an int to a float. For example, you can convert or cast the integer 2 to a float 2.0, and nothing really changes. You not lose any data. But if you cast a float to an integer, you must be careful. Why? For example, if you cast the float 1.1 to 1, you will lose some information. And if a string contains an integer value, you can convert it to int. If we convert a string that contains no integer value, we get an error. So be careful while you convert from float to integer. And then you have expression. Expression describe a type of operation the compute performs. Expressions are operations the Python performs. For example, here we have 5 plus 10, which is equal 15. We call the numbers operands, and the math symbols, in this case, addition, are called operators. Unlike math, real-world operation, we can perform multiplication operations using the asterisk in Python. Okay, and then we have variables. We can use variables to store values, like PSQL. So here you have an example that you have a variable called salary that has the value of 500,000. It's a float. And then you have another variable called name, which the value is Reis, and it is a string. And I'm printing both of them afterwards. Other key concept is tuples. Tuples are an ordered sequence. It's called compound data types and are one of the key types of data structures in Python. Tuples are expressed as comma separate elements with parentheses, and all different types, strings, integers, float, can be contained in a tuple. But the type of variable, this variable is also a tuple. Tuples are immutable, which means we can't change them. So here you have an example of a tuple called numbers. And other popular data structure in Python are the lists. Lists are also an ordered sequence. Here we have a list called B, which you have essentially 3 values. LeBron James as a string, 15.2 as a float, and 1975 as an integer. And in many respects, lists are like tuples. One key difference between tuples and lists is that lists are mutable. So this means that we can change them. And unlike tuples, lists can contain strings, floats, and integers. Then you have dictionaries. Dictionaries are a type of collection in Python. Sometimes are also called key value pairs. And a dictionary has keys and values. So you can see that there are key 01, key 02, key 03, 04, 05. And the key is analogous to the index. To create a dictionary, we use curly brackets. And the keys are the first elements. They must be immutable and unique. So this means that you cannot change them and they must be unique. And each key is followed by a value separated by a column. The values can be immutable, mutable, and duplicates. Each key and value pair is separated by a comma. And you have sets. Sets are also a type of collection in Python. So we have been through in many types of collections. So sets are also a type of collection in Python. This means that like lists and tuples, you can input different Python types. Unlike lists and tuples, they are unordered. This means sets don't record element position. Sets only have unique elements. This means there is only one of a particular element in a set. To define a set, we use a curly brackets, and you can place the elements of a set within the curly brackets. So here it is an example regarding one list. So we have a list called players on this players underline list that has the values Ronaldo, Real Madrid again, and 2001. And then I'm converting this list to a set. So after the conversion, you can see that now I have just one Ronaldo value and also only one Real Madrid value. So as you could see, set, you should have unique elements. And then you have 2001 as the value. And then you have functions, which is very important because in functions, you can use Python's built-in functions, as well as also build your own functions. Functions take some input, they produce some output or change. This is the big meaning of use a function. The function is just a piece of code you can reuse. You can implement your own function, as I said, but in many cases you use other people functions. So it's very important you know how to read code. And Python has many built-in functions, so don't get concerned. Oh, shall I learn all these built-in functions? No, you don't have to know how those functions work internally, but simply what task those functions perform. So then you also have objects. And as I said, Python is an object-oriented programming language. Almost everything in Python is an object with its properties and methods. In this example, we have a class named myExampleClass with a property named D and an object named B1 that print the value of D. And it is important to understand the built-in function to really understand the meaning of objects and classes in Python. Why? Because all classes have a function called init. So which is always execute when the class is being initiated. And this function is used to assign values to object properties or when objects are used. So you can see here that we have a class called customer. Then you will have this init function that receive the values of the object P1, and then afterwards it's printing the name and age received in this function. So down there you have Maria 52, which is printed. But objects can also contain methods. Methods in objects are functions that belongs to the objects. So I use the same code as before, but now it was inserted a function that prints a phrase and execute it on the P1 object. So, okay, now that we have already went through on some keywords, what can you do with Python? Is this a Python lecture? Will I become a programmer? No, I'm just showing you what you can do with Python in order to use in your DBA activities. So what can you do with Python? So here is where you can check all the documentation about this programming language and stay up to date about new features. And if that friend or this co-worker that is in the DevOps, the department starts to talk to you about Python and how you can use this in your database, you will see right now. So, okay, when it comes to Oracle systems, you can install in a Oracle Linux, where Oracle has a full documentation about Python for Oracle Linux. So here you have the documentation. It's iom.oracle.com and then Oracle Linux Python.html. So there are many steps, what's Python and everything you should basically know to get started. And you can perform the installation for several Oracle Linux versions. And when it comes to the version 6, by default, it comes with Python in the version 2.6 installed. However, if you want the other versions, you can download it from the Oracle iom repository. And unlike the version 6 that comes with Python in its version 2.6, the Oracle Linux 7 by default has Python 2.7 installed. And an interesting thing about the Oracle Linux 7 is that from the version 7.7 of Oracle Linux, it's already including Python 3, which is the most recent version of Python. So here are some examples to check the version of the Python installed in your system. So it's pretty simple. You just type Python ---- version. So you could see here I have put two examples. So one in Oracle Linux 6.10 and another one in Oracle Linux 7.6. Oracle Linux 8 as default comes with the Python 3. So, okay, but how can I use Python to create a script or application to connect to the Oracle database software? To be able to do that, you have to install the CX Oracle module. CX Oracle module is a module that enables access to Oracle database and conforms to the Python database API specification. This module has its own documentation, as you can see in the slide, cx oracle.readthedocs.io. And over there, you can find the most recent version and also the previous version of this module. But if you want to use Python and Oracle database, especially to create scripts or application to connect to your Oracle database software, you must install this software, this module. Okay, so as in this example, I wanted to use Python in its last version. And one of the first things to do to use the 6x Oracle module is to have Python installed. I have shown here how to perform an installation of Python in Oracle Linux 7.6 from the Oracle Linux 7 latest repository. So I just copied here. I'm not good with demo, so I just prefer to put my output here. So it's pretty simple. It's just a simple command iom space install space -y, and then the version of the Python you want to install, in this case, Python 3, and then it will download from the Oracle Linux 7 latest repository. But, and now we have to install the CX Oracle module from the Python package index, which stands for PYPI, which is a repository of software for the Python programming language. And then once again, you just type to install this module inside of the Python that you are using. In my case here, Python 3. So Python 3 space -m space pipe space install, and then CX Oracle, and then space -- upgrade. If you have it, it should be upgrade. If you don't, it should be installed. But in this case, it was not installed yet. So I just have installed. So now that you have installed the CX Oracle module, and you have already installed the Python in the version that you want, in this case, Python version 3, you will need to install the Oracle Instance Client. Why? Because CX Oracle module use Oracle Instance Client. So you can either download the Oracle Instance Client zip files from Oracle documentation, or you can perform the installation using the RPM package. So here I put an example of an installation of an instant client installation for Oracle Database 12c Release 1. But after install the instance client, you have to add the instance client to the runtime link path if there is no other Oracle software on the machine that it should be packed. So you just basically export the LD library path variable to where you have installed your instance client. And this procedure you can also find in the CX Oracle module documentation. Everything is available there. And I won't show a database installation, but of course you need to install an Oracle database software. You can install the version that you want. Here it is an example using 12c Release 1, which is pretty old, but it was the version that it was in the project that I was working. So I just enjoyed to use that environment. But I would suggest you to use the 18c version, that is the 12.2.0.2, or either the 90c, which is the 12.2.0.3, or either the version 20c, 20.1.0. And here I have created a database called PythonDB. So, okay, and my idea, it was, okay, I want to connect to the PythonDB database and perform a simple script just to give me a glimpse what I can do in the future. I can create a report of all status of my users, or all inusable index, whatever. It's just a glimpse what you can do. So here I have created a script called myconnectdb.py to connect to the database and count all users. So I have I'm using some functions, and afterwards I import the CX Oracle module. And using the CX Oracle module, I'm connected to my database with the user C double hash Bruno RS, my password, and my server name, and my database service name. It's not a good practice. I'm not telling you, okay, you should create a script and put your password and use. No, but you can improve this script and also hidden your password, your user, your password. Also, again, this is just a glimpse what you can do when automating tasks using Python. And then I create a cursor, and inside of this cursor, I just put my simple SQL to select all the users in my database. So then afterwards, I just execute this script, Python 3, my connect db.py, and just show that I have 36 users. But okay, it was one idea that you can perform in your daily activities. Now imagine that the situation that you want to compare. You want to compare files, for example, files that are going to be used by an Oracle external tables. So in this case here, I have the file tag table 1 and tag table 2. Both of them are text files, and both of them have 4 lines. And my idea was I wanted to compare each line of each file. So for instance, I want to compare the first line of my tag table 1 file and with the first line of the tag table 2 file. So how could I do that? So to do that, I have created the script named compare tab files.py. So then I use the Python's built-in open function to create a file object and obtain the data from both files, file 1 and file 2. And as I could apply a method to that object to read data from the file, I create a variable named n that is updated in a for array, and depending of the conditions inside of this array, it should be printed if the lines are have the same values, or in case if those lines are different, it will print the value of the first line in the file 1 and the first line in the file 2. So here you have the execution and the output. So as in my scripts, I mean in my files, I didn't have any line that had the same values. You could see that it was printed in this way. The line 0 at the file tag table 1, it's Brazil, and the line 0 at the file tag 2 is Italy. And again, line 1 in the file 1, line 1 in the file 2, line 2 in the line 1 in the file 1, line 2 in the file 2 as well. Okay, but then you as a DBA, you may be wondering right now, okay, is that worth to do that? Okay, just think, you are used to perform some bashing script. You are used to creating script, but now with machine learning and DevOps expansions, you can also try to think not only in bash script, but also in Python, especially because Python, you can use this in many platforms, not only in AIX or Unix, but in many platforms. So it's a bigger field, and also it's very powerful because it gives you many ideas. For instance, okay, just using this script that I have here right now, comparing those files, I can think when I'm going to build Oracle Data Guard, and then I want to check the Oracle in each file, in the source and the target. I want to see some values that are different that may lead for some problems in the future. So I can simply run this simple script, and then I can compare the values in both files. So it's quite useful nowadays. But then now here we are. Okay, now we have went through about some basic concepts about Python, the some example what you can do about that. But how about Oracle Cloud Infrastructure? So when it's coming to the OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, you have the Python OCI SDK, which is used to load data into an autonomous database. You have OCI CLI, which is the command line interface, which is really good. But if you want to develop your highly customized tools, I would suggest you and recommend using SDK. And then you have Oracle Application Container Cloud Service to deploy a Python application to Oracle Cloud. And this service lets you deploy Java SE, Java EE, Node.js, PHP, Ruby, Go, .NET Core applications, not only Python applications, to the Oracle Cloud. So it's a very powerful service. And as I said in the beginning of this presentation, currently I have been developing an application that I will be deploying to the Oracle Cloud and the upload in my GitHub profile. And in this application, I will be using this service. So here you have the documentation. It's a very, very funny presentation, nice presentation as well. And you just have to follow 3 steps to deploy your application. And those steps are very, very good detailed in Oracle documentation. And you may think, okay, it's quite hard to learn. I'm not going to use this, but it's very useful. First thing you have to do is create a Python application and prepare the application for deployment. In the Oracle documentation, you can really find how you can do that with all details, and it's pretty nice. And then deploy your application to the Oracle Application Container Cloud Service. Okay, but now we went through about some questions. What is Python programming language? What can you do with Python? But how about Python and Oracle DBA career? And since I start work in Sweden, I joined in a project where I was requested not to manage the database, but try to automate some repetitive tasks. So here in Sweden, I've been working as an Oracle DBA and also Oracle Cloud Support Engineer. And in this parallel role that I have been working here, I start to think, how can I make fast make fast this process that we are doing every day. So this it is what I want you to do. Like what task you and your team are have been executing every day that could be easily solved just by a Python script. Most probably you have this type of process in your team. I've been working in many projects that I saw that many processes that could be automated. So why not with Python? It's pretty simple. And then, okay, let's go back here and talk about the Python and the Oracle DB career and why shall I learn Python. Okay, many vacancies has been requesting Python skills, and even some of them are called DevOps DBAs. So here is just an example. It's an Oracle database administrator level 3 role. It's requiring a French speaker. So I took this from a French job market, and you can see that down there it's requiring preferred expertise programming in Bash, Perl, and Python. And then you think, okay, this is just an exception vacancy, but not. If you go through about many vacancies nowadays, most of them, or the majority of them, have been already requiring Python. So this one it's for the States, so it's an Oracle DBA role. So then they put exactly what I spoke a few minutes ago. If you see in this line, expertise on database versions 11G, 12C, 18C, including upgrades, and expertise with automating repetitive tasks using shell/Python scripts. And then you have this other one that I don't know where, in which country, but it's also it's requiring experience in SQL, DDL, DCL, and DML, which is quite core for us, DBA. But it's requiring PowerShell, Python, and shell scripting as a plus. So you have seen that many companies are already requiring that. So before we go to some questions, I'd like to say that I'm going to speak on 2 of July at Oracle Groundbreakers with the topic Beginner Friendly for Oracle Techies. The topic of this presentation to be Beginner Friendly Python for Oracle Techies. It should be not only for Oracle DBAs, but also for more developers. So it will be on Thursday, July 2, and it will be 3 to 4 p.m. in GMT time, and it will be the all Oracle user group in Ninja. They are going to provide many speeches from 1 of July until 16th of July. So yeah, now here you can see my Twitter, my blog, my GitHub, my email. My social medias are quite blurry here, but you can see, I guess. And if you have any feedback or questions, this is my email. And we have got like 11 minutes before Haley starts. Do we have some questions?
Yes, Bruno.
Yes, Bruno. We have one. First, thank you, Bruno, to share your knowledge and share your session. The point that we have in here is Python and Ansible for repetitive tasks. What do you think about?
Okay, I used to execute Python more as a bash. So nowadays, instead of using scripting, I'm using more Python to automate some tasks and also to deploy applications. So Python is too powerful that I would say not only for repetitive tasks, but also for developing applications. As I said, I have been currently creating one application, but I think Ansible I use more to perform migration, not migration, but deployment from database on premise to cloud. So for repetitive tasks, I would prefer Python, but Ansible more like for migrating from on-prem to some cloud providers. For instance, also not only Ansible but also Terraform. It is another orchestration tool that I use also to migrate from on-prem to cloud. But for repetitive tasks, yes, you can simply create script or applications to execute what you are doing every day.
Okay, Bruno. And another question is, with your expertise and experience regarding about the Python nowadays, what do you think about the DBA role? It will disappear? It's changing? It's a cycle?
Yeah, I don't say that the DBA role will disappear. Actually, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, and no, I don't think that it will disappear, but clearly the DBA role is evolving. So if you just be stuck, okay, I know the core of Oracle and I just know the core of database, it's not good nowadays because it's requiring you some skills, not only in programming Python, but also in cloud, as Oracle Cloud, AWS. So I don't think that it will disappear. Actually, I think I see this in another way. I have seen that it's evolving. So those that, as I said in the beginning of this presentation, those that are keen to learn more the database will be advanced with this new era that we are now. Cloud, programming language, you all the time hearing about machine learning. So yeah, I think it should not disappear, but you should open your lack of knowledge.
Okay. And we have another one from Rodrigo. Which books do you recommend for someone that is starting is DBA and is starting to move and need to learn Python?
Yeah, it's a pretty nice question. There is a series on Oracle technology network that that they had like 10 chapters about Oracle about Python for Oracle DBAs, and I found some articles about Oracle and Python, but none of that was that very detailed as the Oracle OTN. So I do recommend for now the Oracle Technology Network and the articles that we have there, and also Arup Nanda he provides an lecture exactly about this topic, Oracle for Oracle DB, Python for Oracle DBAs.
Okay, thank you. Can you share your screen again? Because Roberta Ives is requesting you to show the link about Oracle Cloud that you put in your slide
Okay, just
about Python tactics.
Yeah, I just have to go through here.
Or if you can pass in the chat.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see which one here. I think it's not this one, right? I think
It's a slide about Python tactics with Oracle Cloud.
Yeah, I think mainly it's because it's this one here. Oh, okay, I'm going backward. Is this one? Are those here? Just a minute. I don't know if I can copy and paste, but after
you can share his screen again, and you pick up the.
But I'm not able to see my screen right now.
No, I put in my one. I return to the template, but you can ask to share again.
Okay. 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 Sure. And then I think here is like so. I think let's go for here. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm not able to copy right now, but as soon as I finish my presentation here, I can just copy and paste.
Yes.
Can I do that?
Yes, you can copy and paste, but Ives, the presentation will be online, will be available later at YouTube, so is there. And you can, Bruno, can you put your Twitter and your email so you can send directly to Bruno?
Yeah, I can show here as well. But as soon as I stop to share, I also do that right now here. Yeah, yes. So here, and also I'm open for feedbacks and questions regarding all topics. And as I said, I have been developing an application for an application in Python that where I'm going to use this contain server. So stay tuned at my repository, because over there I will be writing all scripts that I will be using to build this application.
Okay, Bruno, thank you so much.
Yeah, and I do appreciate the time of those that are here. And now we look forward for Heli, that is in Helsinki. Helsinki is pretty close here. So thank you, guys.
Yes, now the next presentation is Heli.